Have you ever wondered what an exclusive castle estate in the Irish countryside looks like for an amazing destination wedding? Today we are going to give you a glimpse into Markree Castle in County Sligo. I'm Yasmin with Ladybird Ever After. Come along. So, Markree is part of the Romantic Castles of Ireland group, which owns 3 other castle properties in Ireland. So, this is their property on the northwestern coast of Ireland. We are going to explore a bit of the grounds here and then we'll go inside. So here we are entering into the garden courtyard, and the nice thing about exclusive estates in Ireland is that you get all of this for just you and your group. I can't even begin to imagine what something like this would cost in the US, but in Ireland it is actually quite manageable. So we're going to enter in here. There is a wolfhound that lives on this property, so we have to open this gate really quick. So Markree went through a massive renovation just before 2020. So this is the newest renovated castle within the Romantic Castle group. And fun fact, I actually got married here, so I am a little bit biased, but it is.
Oh.
And we are now on the patio space in the back of the castle. So this can be used for your drinks reception, it can be used to mix and mingle with your guests, and it is just absolutely spectacular. The nice thing again about these castles and exclusive venues in Ireland is that you get it all for you and your group. So this is one of the most rare exclusive castle venues. I just feel that it's such good value for what you get and what's included. So we are now entering into the courtyard space and we'll have a little walk around. We've been having one of those days in Ireland where 10 minutes will go by and it's like beautiful, and then it'll start lashing rain and it's hailing. And so as they say in Ireland, if you don't like the weather, just wait 10 minutes. So we are just walking the back patio grounds at Markree. There is just so much space for you to walk around and explore with your guests when they're here on the property. It's really typical to do like a 2-day type of stay. So you could do like a welcome party and then the wedding, or the wedding and a day after party. Sligo is situated on the northwestern coast of Ireland, so it's just above Galway and just below Donegal. So it is absolutely beautiful. I find that it's a little underrated, but to get to Sligo, your best bet is flying into Dublin and then heading out to Sligo via car or train. A common question that we get when couples first start working with us is differentiating between a hotel property or an exclusive hire property. So Markree Castle is what's called an exclusive hire property. So a lot of castle venues and manor house venues will only hire out weddings at exclusive hire capacity. So that means that you would have full exclusive use of the castle and the grounds for your wedding festivities. So for example, Markree Castle here, there are 25 bedrooms on property. So you would be required to fill those bedrooms when you book your wedding with them. What does a venue like this cost to host your wedding? So off of a one night type of stay for an exclusive hire venue, for around 50 people, you're looking at around €125 per person for the dinner portion, and then there should be a small venue hire fee in there as well. But typically for the evening, you're looking at anywhere from like $8,000 to $10,000 total for the drinks, for dinner, for your late night food, and then to host your wedding here as well for the evening. And then there's also room rates included in that as well that would come at an additional cost. So we are now just walking the exterior grounds. We're going to head over to the little boathouse area at Markree. Something that I love about a lot of these exclusive hire venues in Ireland is that they are just massive. There's so many pockets and so many corners that you can explore, and it's really nice for your guests as well. So especially if you're doing 2 days or multiple days on the one property, it's really nice to have spaces to explore and wander and kind of get lost while you might be tied up doing, talking to other guests and really be pulled in a couple of different directions. There's so many things for your guests to do at these exclusive hire properties. So let's go check out the boathouse area. We finally got a break in the weather. All right, so here is the boathouse, which is so cute. So Lawrence and I did not make it out here on the day of our wedding. I don't think I was gonna get into this boat in my dress, but it is so cute. I think it's so picturesque in here. And so a lot of couples would opt to come and do some portraits down here. It's really nice to have a private moment, just the two of you, to get some photos, look out on the lake, and just soak it all in before you go back to your party. So as you can see, I feel like it looks a little bit easier than it actually is. So I think it's nice to come and stand here and take some photos, maybe not necessarily getting into the boat, but who knows, maybe on a summer day it might be a little bit easier. But let's head back to the grounds. So another big question that we get often is open bars and what open bars kind of, constitute here in Ireland. So open bars are not going to be a thing here in Ireland. So it's really uncommon to have a venue that would give you an open bar built into your package. So typically what we would see is during the drinks reception portion, you would work with your venue ahead of time to determine a pre-disclosed amount. So usually starting around like 1,500 to 2,000 euro, depending on how many guests you have. And that would include, drinks, beer, wine, champagne, like all of that. And then from there, if you wanted to add on to the open bar, you definitely can. But that is how you would build that into your package. So as you can see, I have my umbrella back out. It has been the craziest weather today. So another big question that we get is going to be weather and kind of what to expect with the weather. It's really, really hard to say like what the weather is going to be like, but the nice thing about venues in Ireland is that there will always be a backup plan for the rain. So if you're in the springtime or the summertime and you're planning to have your ceremony outside, there will always be a backup plan if the day is a little bit like today, where it's just been really unpredictable. So that is something great to consider. And everywhere will always have umbrellas. So especially at a venue like Markree, there are really nice umbrellas handy, or you could snag one of our Ladybird umbrellas, which is really fun as well. Okay, the rain is picking up quite a bit, so we are going to explore the amazing interiors of Markree Castle next. So you might be able to hear, but it is so windy all of a sudden and really rainy outside. So we are now inside in the bottom level of the castle. So this is just an entryway. You can leave your umbrella, and there's some places to leave like rain boots and stuff. So we're gonna have a quick peek on what the ground level has. So this is the butler's pantry, which I think might be one of my favorite spaces in the castle. So this is where you would have your late night food at like 11 o'clock. It'll come out with your cake after dinner, and they'll also have like cheese boards, sandwiches, like really nice bits, tea, coffee, and it's just really fun and cozy in here. That's really unique about Markree Castle is that all of the dancing and the festivities after dinner take place in their basement. So this is just like a general seating area. The dining room is back up this way, but my favorite part is this cellar cave area. And you come in, and this is your dance floor, which is so fun. So the band would get set up over here, the DJ booth over here. You have a bar up this way for everyone throughout the evening, which is great. So this is where everyone would get their drinks during dancing. And then if you come down this way, there is a really cozy kind of tucked away bar down here. So you can set up a photo booth over here, or like a watercolor artist, some fun entertainment. And then you've got your full cocktail bar here, which is great. So this also turns into your resident bar later in the evening. So one thing that's really unique about Irish weddings is the resident bar, and that is with last call being at 4 a.m. usually. So this was a really fun spot the night after our wedding. So people are just in here singing and dancing and doing sing-songs. It was great. Nice thing about Markree as well is it has its own bridal wing. You have a full kind of wing just for you and your partner, which is great. So it's tucked away, it's a little private, and you have a view of the courtyard here, which is lovely. Out this way is a courtyard area, which is so lovely. See, it's sunny again, which is crazy. But this courtyard area is great. You can actually opt to have your first dance out here if you wanted to. This is a great space, kind of like smoking area as well. So really, really fun vibes. Okay, so we are in the bridal getting ready area, which is in the bottom level of the castle. And this is great. There's so much natural light. There's lots of seating. On the morning of your wedding, they'll bring breakfast to the butler's kitchen, so you'll be able to get snacks and refreshments as the morning goes on. And your hair and makeup team will meet you here and will get you ready in these folding chairs behind me. But it's such a fun atmosphere on the morning. They'll bring champagne and refreshments, and it just really sets the tone for the day. So it is absolutely lovely. So, another common question that we get asked quite a bit with these exclusive hire venues is, what is the wedding manager or the wedding coordinator's role at the venue? So, a nice thing about a lot of these venues in Ireland is that they come with a wedding team on site that is here to help with anything that you need leading up to your day, but they are not your wedding planner, if that makes sense. So, the wedding manager at these event hire places will be fully responsible for all of the logistics of the day and coordinate with the food and beverage team to make sure your menus are all aligned, your food selections are all good to go, and determining like your open bar selections and cocktails and things like that, and then helping you allocate rooms as well. So they really are not going to be involved with any vendor selection or sending you any sort of vendor information outside of their supplier list. So if you're looking for someone to help you with booking your vendors, coordinating your vendors, like anything outside of the venue, that's where someone like Ladybird would come in, like ourselves. So we would be able to help you with all of that logistical planning outside of the venue. Once bridal prep is done, you will be all dolled up and ready to go, and the team will take you to your ceremony space. One of the most unique things about Markree Castle is that you have this gorgeous included ceremony space. So this can be used for humanist ceremonies or non-spiritually binding ceremonies. And so this area seats about 80 guests total. So for intimate destination weddings, micro weddings, it's absolutely perfect, and it can host all of you and your guests for the ceremony. So it is just beautiful in here. So the couple would sit up here on the left during the ceremony, and then all of your guests would watch as you exchange your nuptials. So now we are going to Lawrence's favorite spot in the whole castle, which is the atrium room. So we are going to go this way. The atrium room is a really nice space. I feel like it's really unique to the castle, and it is where you will go with your families to do family portraits. So if you come this way, we'll go up to the right from the chapel, and we've got this little hidden area, which is wonderful. Welcome to the atrium space. So this is a really unique space in the castle, and we absolutely love this for our wedding. The photographer and videographer brought us up here to do family portraits, and I love the skylight in this room. It makes for the most natural light. It's just absolutely beautiful. And so when you arrive to Markree after your ceremony, the wedding team will actually bring you some canapes and some snacks up here, so you can kind of take a minute, have some drinks, have a little bit of food while you're doing your family portraits, and then you can go and join your guests, which is super fun. So the fire is sometimes lit. It's just so atmospheric in here. And then if you come over here, you see the beautiful view of the entrance to Markree, which is just absolutely stunning. So we've got the river, and there's so many sheep on the property as well. So it is just beautiful. It's sunset right now, so it's very much golden hour vibes. Oh, hi. I didn't see you there. So we are now at the front entrance of the castle, and it is just absolutely spectacular. This, I feel like, really just sets the tone for the venue overall. The staircase is just like such an moment. It's beautiful when you first walk in and see the grounds. And so you can do flowers on the stairs. They'll have these candles included. So I think this is really beautiful the way it is as well. But this will lead you to the lobby. So we are now going into the main lobby area. There's always a fire burning when you first come in, and it just is so cozy and nice in here. So when you have your wedding here at Markree, the staircase is beautiful for speeches before dinner. So you'll stand up here, and then your guests congregate here for the speeches and toasts. So this area is where you would have your drinks reception. So a common thing in Ireland for Irish weddings is what's called a drinks reception in lieu of a cocktail hour. So drinks reception goes really long compared to traditional cocktail hour in America. So you're looking at around like 2.5 hours for your drinks reception. So you can get music set up here, drinks will be flowing, and it will be such a good time. The bar area will be used for your drinks reception, which people can order from the bar. And like we talked about a little bit earlier, you can do an open bar tab or have signature cocktails as well included. So we are here in the main dining area of Markree Castle. They're actually setting up for a wedding this evening, which is so nice. So you get to see a little bit of what's included in the tablescapes. A lot of exclusive venues will have tableware, linens, and glassware provided. So these table settings here is what's included in your package as well. So you can come up with your own seating plan, your own table plan. These chairs are also included too, which I think is really lovely. So this is just a wonderful dining space. And then when you have breakfast in the morning with your group, the room will be turned over for breakfast too. Now going up the main castle staircase, and we are going to go look at the balcony. But these two rooms over here are two of the main suites. One of them is the Johnny Cash suite, named after Johnny Cash because he stayed here once. At least that's what someone told me. So this has to be one of my favorite areas of the castle. I think the artwork is so beautiful and unique. You have this huge portrait here, and I really like this Irish tricolor flag. I think it has so much character. It's so unique, and I just think that looking down into like the main kind of parlor area and the main dining area is so cool too. So this is just spectacular. So on the other side of the castle, on this wall here, you've got more bedrooms, and there's this floor and then one more floor with bedrooms. So each room is named after a political figure or a famous person in history that has a connection to the castle. So this is the Johnny Cash suite that I mentioned, and he was here in 1990 and he sang on the reception stairs, which is so cool. So these are some of the suites and they are beautiful. So now we are going back to our room. One thing about these castles is that they will, without a doubt, have so many stairs, but there is an elevator here, so you have that on your side. All right, I just learned the difference between a pool table and a snooker table today, so let's see. Oh, I'll stick to planning weddings. All right, so we are in our suite for the evening, and it is a lovely size suite. So the nice thing about a lot of these venues that are exclusive of hire in Ireland, again, you'll be able to have all of your guests be accommodated on site. If you have overflow guests, the exclusive venues will usually partner with some nearby hotels. But the suites are all very, very spacious and generous. And I would say the nice thing about venues in Ireland is that you are able to actually select who gets which room. So you and your fiance fiance can have some fun, maybe play little favorites, and select which room everyone gets in. But the rooms are all incredible, they're really nicely sized, and they are all a standard rate that's included within your package as well. So no matter which room everyone gets, it will be the same bed and breakfast rate, and that is paid upon checkout. So your guests will be able to pay for their rooms themselves, or if you're feeling generous, you can pay for rooms for some people like parents or special loved ones, but it is, pretty standard that guests would pay for their own rooms upon checkout. But the best feature about the hotel rooms in Markree is these gorgeous clawfoot tubs. They are absolutely amazing. All of the suites, for the most part, will have one of these in there. We've got a gorgeous view. Our room is overlooking the back courtyard, which is spectacular. And then we've got our restroom here as well, which is great, really nice and spacious. Yeah, and the nice thing about these exclusive venues is that all of this is included. So the furniture will all be set up, everything will be laid out this way. It's just fantastic. So it's really, really well taken care of. It's really inclusive, and I just think you get so much more value for your money, and your budget goes a lot farther in a venue like this compared to what you would get potentially back in America. But thank you so much for watching our video. I hope that this helped explain kind of a little bit more, behind the curtain of exclusive venues in Ireland and what that entails. And so if you have any questions, drop them in the comments and we would love to chat. Until next time.